have you seen your defense kind of respond these last couple days in practice?
I felt like, Monday and obviously Tuesday's a day off. Guys still come in, and today's Wednesday practice. Pretty good. The guys are really tuned in, really tuned into details, asking a lot of questions, so watching a lot of film. Showed up early, stayed late. So, so far so good. It's a pretty good Wednesday.
It's limited, but what have you learned in Trey Brown, August, and in this week?
Like you said, it's limited. We had some information on him early in the season, the preseason and training camp and stuff like that. But the fact that he's here, we have a pretty high value for him. We felt he was pretty good to be a part of this group, and he fit in pretty good, and his skills kind of fit what we like to do. So, we're pretty high on him.
How does his speed show up at corner and what you're doing?
Well, he's pretty fast. I think that for corners, it's about knowing what to do. It's about understanding splits and formations and things like that. A lot of instinct. It's really detailed on the skill and technique. So certainly those are things that young players are always working with. Even the older players, as you get older, you continue working your skill and your footwork and your hands and things like that. So all those things have to work together.
What was your general assessment, I guess, of what changed sort of in the two halves against the Rams Thursday?
That's a good question, because that first half we were feeling pretty good. Just the second half, guys, things were a little more inconsistent than they were in the first half. That's something that we've been dealing with the entire season. So it's something that, I brought up with the guys, and, I got to continue to grow myself to make sure that things stay more consistent throughout a 60-minute game, and that's something that we'll continue to grow and improve on.
What Sidney Jones showed you guys a couple games he started?
Mentally tough. I think that he understands what to do. He's a guy that's fitting in well with everyone. Everybody likes him, and I think that he understands, our coverages, and I think that he's continuing to grow, and we're continuing to grow with him as the games progress.
What did you think of the pass rush on Thursday?
What did I think of the pass rush?
Yeah, was it?
Well, I'd like to have more sacks. I think we all like to have more sacks, but
was there an issue trying to get there?
well, I think that anytime you play the Rams, and the same thing with Pittsburgh this week, they're pretty fast to getting rid of the ball. That ball comes out pretty quick. I think that no one wants their quarterback to get hit, and I think that they work on it pretty good. So they've been going into it. We knew that the ball comes out before. He doesn't get sacked much. So the ball comes out pretty quick, so you're not going to get a lot of hits on him.
The receivers Pittsburgh has, especially Chase Claypool, just what kind of challenges?
He's a challenge. I think every week you're in the NFL now, you're going to get big receivers. You're going to get good skilled players every single week. And there's no question. You turn on the film, and they're skilled players, Claypool, Deontay, the running back, obviously the quarterback. Pretty good. They do things well. They throw the ball well. They get the ball out They get the ball out even faster than the Rams. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
New coordinator there in Pittsburgh. How much different are they than what you saw there a couple of years ago?
Well, they you can tell that they are. They kind of stand to what Pittsburgh has been known for over the years: winning ball games, being tough, really committed at running, really committed at throwing the short intermediate routes, and the quarterback Roethlisberger has always been good at finding the open man. He's seen a lot because he's played a long time, and he can still throw a deep ball pretty good.
When you know that they're going to get the ball out quickly, and you might not have the time for the pass rush to get there, what are the keys then to being able to disrupt the timing of what?
You certainly got to get your hands up. You got to get your hands up really quick. Get a chance to block his vision or tip some balls. Then our coverage really has to come into play. And then the underneath coverage, guys have to tackle well. Because the ball comes out quick, he can't throw it as far. So that means we have to tackle well and be on the receivers pretty close.
Tighter coverage?
Absolutely.
LJ was active Thursday, and Kimbichi went back to being inactive.
Right.
What did you think of that? What did you think of LJ?
It was good competition. I think that that really, comes into play about what's done on our practice field. There's two good football players wanting to play. They both want to be on the field, and as it goes back and forth, who practices the best, who comes early, who grades out in practice the best, and then we'll see what happens on game day.
How did you think LJ played?
I thought he was effective. I liked his presence, and I felt that he was active.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.